Hello everyone. Today I'll be talking about the PIQ, the Personal Information Questionnaire. And this is a very important form that you have to fill at the SSBs, okay? And it is generally done on day one. After the screening results are out, the screened in candidates have to fill a PIQ. The PIQ is a basic reflection about you, okay? And you don't have to lie in it because all the assessors get a copy of it and they make a rough personality sketch about you. And according to that, they consider your performance in the various tests, and if it doesn't correlate, so it will hamper your chances of selection itself. So do not lie, okay? And in a general thumb rule also, do not lie at the SSBs because it's very important to be who you are, okay? So now coming to the PIQ itself, and see, generally when you go for an interview or anything, so you have to give a CV or resume, okay? So the person can know about you, what you've done, what's your education and everything. So it's the same thing. It's nothing to big or anything. It's very easy. It's very important, okay? So at the right top corner you can see OIR is written. OIR is basically Officer Intelligence Rating. On day one you would have given two sets of aptitude tests, as they call it. It'd be the OIR one, the OIR two. Basically this is Officer Intelligence Rating, and you don't have to write anything in this, okay? You've given your exam, well and good, but the assessors have to write it over here, okay? You don't have to write it. Please leave this blank, okay? Now coming on to selection board, number and place. So in your call letter you might have got the place you have to report. So let's say you had to go to Allahabad. So when you reach Allahabad, the selection center reached, you will get to know about the SSB number that will give you in the morning itself. So let's say they give you 11 SSB. So write 11 SSB Allahabad, okay? See, right, I'm writing in capitals, okay? Capitals is much clearer because if you write Allahabad in cursive or anything, it will not be clear. In PIQ, please have a general tendency to write in capitals only because capitals is clearer, okay? Please write in capital case, okay? And let's say if you reported to for an Air Force SSB, so in Dehradun you have to report Dehradun, so it's like one AFSB, okay? AFSB stands for Air Force Selection Board, okay? Okay, so you'll be given the place, okay? Coming on to batch number. Batch number in the morning when you will be all of you would have reported, you will be briefed by a duty JC or a duty NC, okay? Please listen to them. They'll tell you what your batch number. Please write this batch number down anywhere, okay? Please do not keep asking about this every time. Don't trouble the duty NCs because they have a lot to do. Please write this down, and as a responsible candidate you should write it down, okay? This is a very important number. This will go on till you report to the academy, okay? You'll after you get recommended, you'll never forget it, but during this series please remember it, okay? So batch number it'll be an alphanumeric combination, okay? So let 118, okay? This is something like that, okay? Like chest numbers will be given after the screening, so you have to write the chest number itself. Let's say you've been given 16, so you write 16. After the screening you will be given chest number. Please write your own chest number, okay? Please. And after this you have the UPSC or the other roll number. UPSC roll number is basically if you've gone for the ND or the CDS entry, so that is conducted by the UPSC, so they'll give you a roll number, okay? The other number is, so you write that roll number. So in other roll number is basically about the other entries. Let's say if we went for TGC or the SSC Tech entry or the AFCAT entry, NCC entry, so in the application form itself you will be given the roll number. And please don't write the whole like in like TGC 120, and after this it will be roll number given. So the duty JCO will tell you, okay? So please listen to what they are briefing. It's very important. Keep your eyes and mind and ear open in the SSB, okay? Because if you listen only, you will get to know a lot of things. If you miss out information, it will hamper your chances, okay? Because they brief you a lot and tell you a lot about what has to be done. Now moving on to point 2, it is name and capital. So you have to write your name ABC, whatever XYZ, okay? And please write it according to the 10th mark sheet, okay? And whatever your name was in 10th, you have to write that. But if you have changed your name after 10th, okay, and let's say you added JK as a middle name, and you have documents supporting that you have added a middle name or anything, okay, then only write this. And if you have changed your name, please bring the document that validates it. Okay, document validating it, because it'll be a very sad scene to, you know, sad scene for you, because if you report at the academy, if you report at the selection center without documents, it will be documentation out. Okay, you might be given another date or you might not be given another date. Okay, and so it's very important, if you change your name, please carry a document validating it. Otherwise, whatever it is, write according to your 10th mark sheet. Then write your father's name. Okay, let's say ABCDEF. Okay, and if your dad's from the defense or he has a rank or a title in front of his name, please write that down. Like if he was like a commandant, DIG, colonel, okay, wing commander, anything. And if he is retired, please write retired at the end of the name. Okay, so it's like he was a colonel, the colonel ABC, retired at the end, because in the no, defense in the armed forces, because the person retires, the rank never retires. Okay, so you have to write retired after the name. You cannot write retired over here. Okay, the rank never retires. Okay, rank goes on. Okay, so it will be like this, retired at the end. Anyway, moving on to point 4 alpha, place of maximum residence. So this is basically to know where you stayed the maximum, because there are people who fathers and mothers, you know, have transferable jobs and they move around the country a lot. So basically they want to know which place you've stayed to the maximum, because whenever you're staying at some place, they, you know, generally inculcate some values and, you know, certain kind of attitudes and characteristics into you. So basically they want to know where you've stayed the maximum. Okay, just because of that. So let's say if you stayed in Delhi for 5 years or 7 years or whatever, 2 3 years, write Delhi. Okay, and write its population. Approximate population is very important. Please do not write the exact number 118,285 or whatever. Okay, please, you can write just, you know, some one digit, and like let's say it's 1 crore, like 1 crore approximate. Please don't go into details like 1 crore approximate. This might not be the, you know, actual population. Please don't lash out on me. Okay, I don't, you know, you can Google it before going. Okay, so you have to write the population. Please read this. Okay, please, generally people just draw place of maximum. Okay, I have to, you know, I have to be the first one to fill it, you know, everything, you know. Don't be like that. The more time you take, it is the better for you. Okay, because you'll get to know everything, you will not miss important information like this. Okay, place of present residence and place of, no, point 4 Bravo is place of permanent present residence. So this is basically the address where you're staying at, and these two important, point 4 Bravo and point 4 Charlie, are very important, because these are two addresses where you're staying and your permanent address. And, you know, after, if you get recommended, you'll, you know, your joining letter will be sent to it. The joining instruction will be sent to these two addresses only, the place of present residence and the place of permanent residence. So please write this with utmost care. Okay, because you don't want your joining letter to be sent to someone else's place. Okay, and then you'll be, you know, writing letters or mails to the DJ recruiting, where is my joining letter. Okay, so place of present residence, wherever you're staying. Place of permanent residence, wherever your permanent place is, and if they are same, you can write the same in both. Do not leave it blank. Okay, or do not write like do or whatever. Okay, if it's same, please write both the things 2 times. Okay, and whether it is district headquarter or not, you can Google it. If you know it, well and good. Okay, write that down. You just write yes or just write no. Okay, if you don't know, leave it. Okay, now moving on to point 5. Basically it is your details. Okay, so it is from which state and district you belong. Okay, so if you're from, you know, any place, you just write that place and that district. Okay, so like you're from Lucknow or anywhere, Pune, you write it down. And religion, or whether SC ST or OBC. So basically army is apolitical. Okay, it doesn't, you know, and it is, or, you know, it doesn't, you know, discriminate you based on your gender, religion, whether you're, you know, there's no casteism or anything. And there's no reservation policy also in the army. Okay, there's no reservation policy. Army is apolitical. It is basically an institution where one comes by his or her own merit. Okay, so it is all merit based, you know. There's no reservation. This is just basically that they want to know that this will not get you any edge or anything. Everyone is equal. Okay, the army is an equal employment, you know, the equal opportunity employer. Okay, the army is an equal opportunity employer. All right, so okay, So write your religion, let's say if you're Hindu or anything, just write that down. Okay. Whether SC, OBC, write that, or if it's general, write general. Okay. Mother tongue, it might be Hindi, Telugu, English, whatever. Okay, just write that down. Let's say it's Hindi. Okay. See, I'm still writing in capital. Okay, and I'm not writing too well because this is the pen. This is stylus basically. So you have to write it very clean. Okay, you have to write in one line. It has to be in capital, so it is visible. Moving on, your date of birth. Your date of birth can be anything like 25 5 1992. Okay, write that down. This is the format. Okay, because this is generally more clearer. Okay, but basically the armed forces format is this, like 25th no May 1992. Okay, so this is like the three letters. It's November, right? Nov. Okay, this is the armed forces format. Use whichever is clearer. You can use the armed forces format also, like 25th November 1992. Okay, married, single, or widower, please write accordingly, whatever it is. Now moving on to point 6 alpha, parents alive, yes, no, please tick that. If you've lost someone, and point 6 bravo, you can write that your age at the time when this happened. And point 6 Charlie is parents, guardian, and siblings, occupations, income. Okay, and over there you have to write your father's education, right? Whatever he is, like MSc, MTech, whatever, PhD, occupation, whatever he's doing. Okay, he's a central government employee or anything, private business. Okay, income per month, right? Any income, whatever the income is. Okay, please do not lie. Okay, this is a very important question as well. You will get to know in the interview. Please do not lie on all this. Okay, nothing matters here, everything is fine. Okay, and your education in your mother's education, your mother's occupation. If she's a homemaker, please write homemaker, and the income per month. If then your guardians. If you have an elder brother, so please do not tick over here. Okay, I have an elder brother. Okay, nothing like that. So right, if you have an elder brother, just strike this. Okay, that is it. Nothing else. Don't do anything else. You don't have to tick or anything. Elder brother, okay, right? Education, occupation. If you running out of space, you can add. Then it doesn't happen. But okay, ask the psychologist. He'll be there. You can get your doubt cleared. I also don't know. I've never encountered a case like this. So please ask the employer. Let us know also know. Okay, if something is like this, you please let us know also know. Moving on to point 7. This is the educational record. Commencing from matriculation. That is your 10th. Okay. So qualification acquired. Full name of institution. So it's like metric, higher secondary. Just write down. Okay. Like if you're from any school like DPS, Delhi Public School. Okay, you can write full Delhi Public School, and you have to be very strategic while writing this because you will not get much space. So if you want to go with small, you can go with small also. It doesn't really matter. If you want to go with full, you can go with full as well. Okay, so generally just write 1 and 2, don't and 3. Okay, just do like this. Don't like you'll you'll write half of it here, half of it here, something like that. Okay, please maintain a standard, the general standard which everyone understands. Board, university, anything, state, CBSE, ICSC, whatever. Okay, your year, like whenever you pass 2007, 8, whatever. Division marks, like you were 80%, 60%. You have to write video instruction, Hindi, English. Okay, border, day scholar. Okay, if you are border, you can write that. Day scholar, you can write that. Outstanding achievement, and if you got this is all academic. Please do not write any sports related or any other cultural related achievement. In this, it is only based on academic. So if you you got 100 in maths, or your school topper or anything, just write down. Then if you have something to prove it as well, this is well and good. Okay, please carry a document of so the certificate that you get, please carry accordingly. If you are 10th topper, please carry the certificate. Easy. Accordingly, you can write the 12th that you've done, the graduation, basically the name of the institution. Board university would be deemed or anything. Okay, that'd be a state university, right? The state university, year in which you passed it. Okay, So write the year and division in marks. So basically, if you've like got a percentage like 70 or anything, if your CGPA is like 7.5, many universities have a conversion ratio. Okay, so like how to convert 7.5 multiplier might be 10 or 9.5 or 11.2, whatever. Okay, so accordingly, write the percentage or you can write the CGPA itself. But please carry a document on conversion as well as the SSB, because many people have come like they have 7 point CGPA and they haven't got their conversion certificates. Like like army cannot know if this is 75 or this is 70 or this is 80. They will not get to know until unless they have a document for it. Okay, so please get a conversion document from your colleges. Okay, and if generally it is given on the mark sheet as well. Please do not show them the formula. They do not want the formula. Okay, they want something that is you can get a bona fide made that I am so and so of this college, this is my roll number, etc. I have scored this much and this amounts to, on a conversion rate of the college, equivalent to this much percentage. Okay, and get it signed by HOD, dean, whatever. This is a very important document. Many people don't get it in their documentation note. Okay, please get that. Now medium instruction English Hindi, border day border. Okay, outstanding achievement in academics only. This is all academics. So if you're like the university topper, gold medalist, everything, you write that down. Now moving on to point 8. Point 8 is your age in years and months. So basically, let's say if you're 28, 22 and 22 years, 22 YRS, months is like 3 months. Okay, you can write this in smaller caps, whatever you want. This generally doesn't matter because it is clean only. It is a lot of less information. Your height in meters, let's say you're 180. Okay, 1.8, sorry. If you're like 180 centimeters, please convert. Okay, like accordingly. Sorry, like 100 centimeters are there in 1 meter. Okay, so please convert it accordingly. Now weight in kilogram, like your 80 kgs, 60 kgs, 55, whatever. Okay, write that down. 80 kgs, whatever. Okay, present occupation, you can put an M. Okay, meter. It's very good not to just stray normal numbers into the picture. You have to give units also. Okay, the point 9 is present occupation and personal monthly income. See, if you're still in college or still in school, please leave this, write NA, move on to the next point. Okay, but if you are working somewhere, even if you are giving tuitions, okay, if you are a tutor, if you are teaching students, so you can write that income. Okay, your monthly income. And people who are generally working, you can write that, like if you're a software engineer, write that. And the monthly income that you have, like 45, 30, whatever. Okay, so like 45,000 like in rupees. Okay, please make the rupee symbol. you know Please do not just write RS because you're a citizen of the country and you know that the rupee symbol has been used, has been started to use. Okay, we've been starting to use that. Now move on to point 10 alpha. Okay, this is NCC training. NCC is National Cadet Corps. If you have it, well and good, take it. Yes, if you don't have it, don't worry about it. Okay, if you've not done NCC, it doesn't matter. If you've done NCC, then okay, you have to answer questions according to NCC. Okay, and you have to show a certain decorum that you belong to the NCC. Okay, NCC background, because it is a preparation basically. uh, okay, so if you have NCC training, yes. And then point 10 bravo is all the details that they ask. The total training would be your time spent in the NCC, your wing in the army, air force, and navy. Okay, whatever wing you had, NCC wing you had, division, and certificate obtained, ABC, whatever certificate that you obtain. NCC special entry candidates, obviously they have to have the C certificate, the C certificate. See, don't worry if you've not done any NCC training, it doesn't really matter. But if you've done NCC training, then you need to know all the things, okay, that you've done during a course of training, because it is very important. Okay, because you're a cadet, and being a cadet is a very big thing. Okay, you generally have all the OLQs required. All right. Now moving on to point 11 alpha, it is participation in games mode. People generally tell that I haven't played any sport, like why should I go to the army, they will not even take me. See, sports and games are good. Okay, they it's physical activity. It's very good. It's good for your health and everything. But if you haven't played it, it doesn't matter. Okay, but you have to justify then what were you doing at that time. Basically in your childhood, basically in the evenings, everyone used to go out and play only. Okay, so they'll be asking, like, so if someone was playing in his childhood from the evening, in the evening used to go and play somewhere, and that'll subsequently in later in life you'll pick up a sport and you'll play that. Okay, and if you haven't been doing that subsequently in life, you will do something else. So basically the army wants to know, the armed forces wants to know, the SSB wants to know, the I was like anyway, so basically they want to know that what were you doing in that time. Okay, so don't worry if you haven't done any games and sports, doesn't matter. You have to justify what were you doing. Okay, what other things did you do, what are your hobbies and all. Okay, I'll get to that later. Okay, so first games and sports. So let's say you used to play football. Okay, so you used to play football. So period and duration. So let's say you played it like in school 2011 2015, and duration of participation. So this is the duration of participation. Okay, so and if you've stopped, then you can write some certain point, and if you're still playing, you can write till date. Okay, that I'm still playing. Okay, like I mean, if you're in college, you're still playing, you write till date. Okay, or anywhere else. If you're working, also you might be playing. So some people, there's corporate leagues also going on, so you can write till date. Okay, represented school, college, university, other. Okay, so if you played for school, you can write that. College, university, you can write that. College, if you're working in the office, you can write the office. Okay, and if you're like other, but then you'll have to justify about the office itself. Okay, where you play, how many leagues you participate in, etc. And if you played it casually, then write casual. Okay, doesn't really matter. But if you've written a sport, you need to know about it. Okay, if you follow it, you need to know about it. Outstanding achievement in any, so you have to write these sports achievements now. Okay, like whatever you, if you are the, or no, best footballer, like the top scorer in the basketball, like if you're playing squash, like you were the you know college champion, you're the college captain, you have to write that down. Okay, and like you can write multiple sports, 1 2 3 4. Okay, generally this will be a little bigger, so you can write anything. Okay, but please write whatever you played. Okay, please do not write anything else. Do what you write, what you've played. Okay, hobbies and interest. It doesn't really matter if you like, if you fill it with 6 7 sports, then the interview will ask you about 6 7 sports, and and you're sorry, if you're not able to answer, there will be no point, right? So write whatever you know and you know best. Okay, even if you know 6 7 sports and you're best at, let's say football, write football and write one or two other sport. Okay, so you can answer maximum. You'll not look like a fool then, right? I've written so much and I don't know anything. Now moving on to point 11, bravo, hobbies and interests. Yeah, this is a very important, okay, point, because this is what you generally do in your free time, and the assessor want to know what you do in your free time. Like this gives so this tells them that how productive you are. These are your hobbies, like might be reading books, okay, might be listening to music, or any other interest. Okay, might be any adventure sports as well. Might be you like, it might be hiking or anything else, or mountaineering, whatever. Or it can be anything from cooking also. It can be cooking also, or your interest can be gaming, online gaming. It can be a myriad of things. Okay, so please don't write everything. Also in this, also write 2 or 3 activities that you like to do and actually do in your spare time. Okay, do not just copy, or this looks fancy, I'll write this. Please do not do that. What you actually do in your free time, please write that. Okay, point on to 11, Charlie. Okay, participation in extracurricular activities. Name of the activity group. Okay, let's say you were in the dance society or in the fashion society, college or in office maybe. So you write that down. Okay, name of the activity and group. So you were in cultural, you write that cultural group. Okay, you were an IT head. Okay, anything like that. You were in event management in your college, write that down. Name of the activity, duration of participation, same. Okay, like whenever you participated, like 2 years, 1 year, please write that down. Then if you're still doing it, like till date. Outstanding achievement in any, please write the achievements that you've done. Like if you won something, like if you're in dance and you won the event or anything, please write that down. It's very good to have cultural events, okay? Because this also, this see, if you have hobbies, you will get to participate in different cultural activities in colleges or any schools, okay? So it's not very important also, because let's say, if if there's a person who's done a lot of who's filled the form, okay, put NCC also, he's done games and sports, a lot of sports, a lot of activities and everything also, but if he's not able to justify what he's done, okay, it doesn't lead to anything. And even if you have not done anything and you're able to justify that I used to do this with my time, okay, you also might get recommended, okay? It's nothing like that. There might be a person who's done everything and he is not able to justify it. That gives a very bad taste, okay? And if you've not done anything but you still somehow justify to them that this is what I used to do, I used to read books, I used to help my parents, I used to help the other students, I used to teach them or anything, okay, the things that you actually did, okay, that might also lead you to selection, because at the end of the day it is transparency and what you've done that matters in the SSB, okay? Alright, now moving on to point 11 delta. It is position of responsibility, officers held in NCC. Okay, so basically it's like if you've done NCC, if you're with the SUO, the senior and officer, anything, write that down. And if in college you were the head of the cultural society, or the uh, you know head of the information technology department, robotics club, captain of basketball team, captain of squash team, captain of badminton team, write that down. That you were this, that, please write that down, okay? Like you're head of nature club also, you can write that down. So, and now moving on to point 12 alpha. It is nature of commission. Nature of commission is basically permanent commission or short service commission. So in the notification, when you might have filled for the exam or anything, the entries, you would have known the nature of commission. It might be permanent commission or short service commission. So basically write PC if it's permanent commission, or write short service commission if it's SSC, okay? Write one of these, you'll get to know which one it is, okay? Now moving on to 12 Bravo. It is choice of service. Now this is basically, that what you have filled for, it's the Army, Navy or the Air Force, you know what you have filled for. So please write that down. This question is basically valid for, this question is basically a challenge for those who come from NDA entry. The NDA entry, because you have a choice, Army, Air Force or Navy. So over there write your first preference, okay? Whatever it was. If it was the Army, then write Army or Navy or Air Force, okay? But the other, after graduation, where if you've come, what the choice of service is, okay? Let's say it was PC and it was Army, okay? So write that down. So number of point 13 is number of chances availed for commission in all three services. So this is sorry, it comprises of all the services SSB that you've given, okay? So it might be Army, Air Force or Navy, all the SSB that you've given. And at the time of briefing, please hear about what the duty JCO is telling. If he says list, give the number of all the SSBs that you have attended, then give all, okay? Then like if you have attended 5 SSBs, okay, write 5. And if he says write the number of SSBs in which you were conference out only, then write accordingly, okay? If you gave 5 SSBs, 3 were screen out, 2 were conference out, and if he says write only conference out, so you'll write 2 number, okay? And then if he says all, you will write 5, okay? So please hear what he says, okay? And if he says conference out, then please write accordingly. Do not miss or manipulate anything, okay? Please write your survey, please write this is the very important thing, because the SSB maintains documents, and if they want to know, they'll catch you, okay? Because they can debunk true, no, they can debunk lies very easily, okay? So now moving on to point 14 is the detail of all previous interviews, if any. Army, Navy, Air Force selection boards, okay? This is if, okay? So serial number this will be, this is 1. Let's say you went for 5 SSBs, okay, then taking that example also, you went for 5 SSBs, 3 were screen out, 2 were conference out, okay, and the duty JCO told you to fill only the conference out, so you filled 2, but here you have to write all the SSBs, okay, 1 2 3 4 5, okay, all the SSBs. Over here you have to fill 2 only, okay, but here you have to write 5, okay. Generally nowadays only they tell you to fill the all the number only, because this used to cause a lot of confusion, okay. So but please hear the duty JC also, okay. Okay, let's say its type of entry was, short service, short service commission, let's say non-tech 101, okay. SSB number and place, whatever place or SSB you went, okay, let's say 22 SSB Bhopal, okay. Please write it in line, okay. I've gone up, please, this should be very clear. Go to date, in which date you reported, okay. This you have to remember, this also, the day 1 of the reporting, and the chest number and the batch number that you had, okay. If it was a, if you were screen out, please write the screening chest number, and if you are conference out, write the conference chest number, and batch number would also have been given there. Please remember this. I have seen a lot of candidates, they don't know about what it is. Sir, that we don't know, what should we do. They generally tell you to leave it blank, but you need to know about this, okay. This is so that you're responsible and you are highly motivated to join the army, and that you're passionate enough to remember your failures, okay. So you have to know all this information also, okay. So basically this was a gist of the PIQ. I hope you've understood. If you had any problems, please let us know, and it'll be a great help. If you want anything to be clarified, I'll make another video regarding your doubts, okay. So okay, I hope you have Josh for your upcoming SSBs, okay. And please practice the PIQ, and I hope you do well, okay. Best of luck.